Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Proof Ponders with Pros. Today, we are going to be having another very special guest, as always, Kinaji. How you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing pretty well.
So nice to have you on here. It took a little while because I kept messing up the scheduling, but we're finally have you on. It's all the better for it. Just really quick, how was your 2023?
Um, yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, you had some pretty stellar results, and I want to talk
Yeah.
about you traveling between Japan and Australia and kind of the
Mm.
differences between the two regions.
Mm. Um, so I went to Japan twice and stayed at Tokyo, and I went to many weeklies in Tokyo and played many Smash Mate. And I think the difference is that uh in here Australia, not many player plays online, plays Wi-Fi, and but in Japan, almost every top player plays Wi-Fi and practices a lot.
Yeah, and I think that's probably the reason that Japan is so ahead right now is because of
Yeah.
all the online. Like you can play against the best of Japan all the time because you're playing online, and people just don't really utilize that a ton. And I want to
Mm.
talk about a couple of your tournaments from Japan, specifically Cafeteria Cup, because
Yeah.
you armed that event. How are you feeling that
Mhm.
day?
Yeah. I feel like very achieved or
Yeah,
succeed. Yeah.
I mean, you were. I can't hold on. I'm pulling it up right now to see who you beat, but I think you got fifth place, right?
Yep.
Then you were able to get wins on Cosmos Base Mage, Apollo Kage as well. And I want to talk
Yep.
to you about that one. Specifically, why you chose Shulk over Snake in that matchup, because AK does not like the Ditto.
Mm. Because I also don't like the Diddles as well.
There.
And yeah, the main reason is that in Japan there's like many snake in Japan, and most of snake player in Japan is very good at snake diddles as well.
Yeah, they're very good. And the characters
And
just so.
yeah. And also in Australia there's not many snake, so I can't do snake diddles. So I just gonna use choke.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Would you say, like, because you're traveling a lot between Australia and
Mm.
Japan, do you have a preference of which region you're in? Like, will you use Shulk more in Australia or Japan? You'll use Snake
Mm,
more?
I think not in
No?
specific. No.
No, that's right. And I want to talk to you a little bit more about the Australian scene because I feel like they don't get highlighted enough. And you have some very talented players there. Like, what are some
Mm.
underrated talent from Australia that you just like to shout out?
Mm, maybe recently mm, DMO Zach Amphetamine
Mm-hmm. All
is
very
I think the three player who is gonna be like top top player in this country. Yeah.
yeah, Australia. There's such a good region. I feel like the character
Mm.
diversity there is a little bit different. And I hope people will start like actually traveling to Australia so we can actually get here there because I think that'd be super
Mm.
super sick. And you have players like yourself having amazing results. You have players like Jay Dizzle and Strix whenever they travel
Mm.
outside a region. They've got some pretty good reps. And I just want to ask you a general question of like, what's been your favorite tournament since you just started like competing? Because you're fairly new to the top level of competitive Smash.
Mm. Favorite tournament. Maybe do you know Shintoryumon in Japan?
Yeah, I think that's not like a is that a regional?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like weeklies, but it was like my biggest win.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you always remember the big one, right? And
Yeah.
then I want to talk to you about a couple of the upsets that you made because I feel like people don't really know how many amazing wins that you have. You've got wins on players like Udays, Proto Bonham. We already mentioned the Apollo
Mm.
Kage one, but what's your favorite win?
Favorite win. Mm, maybe win against. Mm, maybe against Apollo Kage.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That would have been my favorite win. Uh, I want to ask you because you play that co-main of Shulk and Stake. Would you say you're a co-main or do you prefer one of them?
I think I co-main.
Okay.
Yeah.
What makes it so you're choosing Snake or Shulk? Is it just matchup dependent? Is how you're feeling that day?
Matchup dependent.
And then I want to ask you about some of the more relevant matchups in this game with Steve,
Mm.
Snake, Game and Watch, or not Snake, but Steve, Sonic, Game Watch, and Rob. Which are you playing Shulk? Which are you playing Snake?
I'm gonna play Snake against Steve and Snake against Sonic. And what other character?
Rob and Game and Watch.
I'm gonna play Snake against Rob and Shulk against Game and Watch.
And
Yeah.
okay, how good do you think Shulk is?
Top 16.
Ooh, that's high. I can I can see it though. Shulk, he's like one of those characters that like if you believe in Shulk and if you're doing the crazy stuff, he is really good. Monado arts are
Yeah.
phenomenal. Some of the best just
Mm.
moves in the entirety of Smash Ultimate, but then Shulk
Yeah.
himself is just he's okay, but the Monado arts are
Mm.
uh, and I want to ask you, I want to know more about Shulk. I'm really interested about that character. I feel like he's fairly kind of underutilized in the meta. Do you think that's because his matchup chart's not super good, or he's just difficult?
Mm. I think he's pretty difficult, but if the opponent get used at Shulk matchup, it's gonna be a bit harder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a character that you can definitely abuse him if you know how to get around the
Mm.
auto arts. Like I think
Yeah.
Glitzy is a really good example of that, just how he plays around shield arts in specific. And I want to
Yeah.
know, what are your travel plans for 2024? Is there a chance that we could see you in America?
No.
No, fair enough. You don't really
No.
need to be fair. Like it used to be, if you wanted to be a top level Grand Smash, you kind of had to go to America. But the shoes on
Mm.
their foot now, you can just go to Japan and get good results there, and you're still gonna have
Yeah.
the best practice you can have. So there's not really a reason
Mm.
anymore. I just want to see you play.
Yeah.
Bias for that.
Maybe 2025.
Maybe okay, okay. That'd
Yeah.
be hey. I'm looking forward to it. I want to ask you about something I like to ask everyone is how do you get meaningful practice? Like how do you actually improve in this game?
Mm, maybe watching other top players matches.
Hmm.
Like when I'm in Australia, I don't practice a lot, so I play like once or maybe twice a week online.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mostly like watch Japanese player like Hart, Dio, Kome, and also Akio, Shulk. Mm.
Yeah, there's like at least you get to like actually like interact with those players as well. Because I imagine like being a Shulk
Mm.
player from America, like you Jared as King is pretty good, but
Yeah.
he's kind of it, and it must be nice to like talk to other Shulk mains about like how to
Mm.
push that character further.
Yeah.
And I want to know what are your goals for 2024?
Mm, maybe get top 32 at Kagaribi,
Hmm?
which is on May.
Well, that's pretty soon.
Yeah.
For that one. I think like Tweak and a bunch of invaders are coming down to that one, so that'll
Mm.
definitely be interesting watch. And historically, you've done very well versus the invaders when they've come down, so I would
Yeah.
definitely love to see that one.
Oh yeah, and also beating Neo.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's gonna come to Australia uh next month.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is there like a big event happening, or is he just coming down?
Uh little bit big event.
What is it?
Game Expo.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully we can get a bunch of people coming down to that because, as we kind of
Mm.
said earlier, I would love to see players playing against the Australian scene because I do think you guys are quite good. I would have you as probably the fifth or sixth best region game. I think
Mm.
people they really don't understand how good Australia is. And
Mm.
then I've got only two more questions before I let you go. Do you have a sponsor right now?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your sponsor? I just want to shout them out. I like that you do
Uh
that.
EVDR, Evada.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Then the final one I have is going to be sorry. Oh, it's just another Shulk question because I just want to know. It's not
Yeah.
often I get to talk to good Shulk players.
Mm.
Is there a possibility that you are just at some point only going to play Shulk or only going to play Snake, or do you think you're always going to comb into characters?
Maybe always going to call main characters.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
fair because they're really high maintenance characters, but I think they actually
Mm.
complement each other super well. It's just not a common combination.
Yeah. Mm.
And yeah, that's all I really got for you today. Is there anything that you want to shout out before we hit the road?
Mm. Maybe I want to say thanks to all of players in ACT and Australia because they are cheering for me every time.
Yes.
Yep.
It shouts to the crowd, and all of Kanaji's links will be down below. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Yep. Thank you so much.
Yeah, have a good one.